Are you an angry person? Does your relationship and friendships get ruined because of anger problems? Let's take a quiz and find out which anger style you use and how to manage it effectively. Hi friends, Dr. Bob here and welcome all to this video. And if you're new here, I'm a general practitioner based in India and I make videos based on medicine, learning and life hacks. So consider subscribing for weekly content. Many people don't know how to handle the anger. They don't know how to mold it in such a way that the other person won't get hurt. So in this video, I'll be talking about different styles of anger, explaining each one of it. Is anger important as an emotion? How to mold your anger in a nice way, the quest to find out which anger style you use, and the summary and my final thoughts. So before we get to the quiz, we must understand what are the different types of anger styles, right? So they are anger avoidance, sneaky anger, anger turned inwards, sudden anger, shame-based anger, deliberate anger, excitatory anger, habitual hostility, fear-based anger, moral anger, and resentment or hate. So all these anger styles are categorized into three main groups. So they are classified as masked anger, explosive anger, and chronic anger. So masked anger consists of anger avoidance, sneaky anger, anger turned inwards. Explosive anger consists of sudden anger, shame-based anger, deliberate anger, excitatory anger. Chronic anger consists of habitual anger, fear-based anger, moral anger, resentment or hate. Okay, so you've got the whole picture. So let me explain one by one of these anger styles. So the first one is anger avoiders. So these people are the ones who are scared to be angry and they in fact run away from the situations. For example, if there's a fight happening or if there's a fight which is going to happen, before that itself this person will have just sneaked out and gone. And that's mainly because these people think that nobody should get angry as it's bad to be angry and it's not normal for them. So next one is sneaky anger. So anger sneaks, don't let the other person know that they're angry. Like the typical Bollywood movie type. Yeah. So they don't even know how angry they are themselves. Anger sneaks don't do what they're asked to do. And in fact, they don't even share their resentments with others. So these people become angry without even having to admit it. They might even say, it's not my fault that you expect too much from me, on the typical lines. So these people should learn how to direct their anger. The next one is anger turned inwards. So this is where for someone else's mistake, I think I am the cause for it and I get angry at myself. Also, they might think that expressing their anger out won't be of any use. So these people should give them permission to direct their anger outwards and also most importantly love and appreciate themselves. So next one is sudden anger. As the name itself says, these people zoom in out of nowhere, blast everything out of sight and they vanish. Boom! The anger is gone and they feel good or relieved. So these people should learn the cues to recognize the anger that's building up and also slow down the process. So next one is shame-based anger. So people who are very sensitive to criticisms or who needs a lot of attention tend to end up getting this style of anger. So for example, you go to pick up your friend from the movies and unfortunately you forgot to ask her how did her movie go. I mean, that's strange that someone would miss out to ask that, but example. Okay. So then the person might start thinking that, oh, he doesn't like me anymore. If he actually cared about me, he would have asked how my movie went and etc. etc. Does this hit some kind of flashback memories? I'm just asking. Yeah. So people with this style of anger end up hurting their own people that they love. So the antidote to shame-based anger is improving self-worth. So next one is deliberate anger. So this is a planned anger and they very much know what they're doing and they're not emotional about it. So again an example, I go with my bunch of friends to a canteen and I am adamant that I want masala tea and the canteen only serves regular tea. So I get very furious and I get mad about it, and one papa friend of mine, he goes all the way to another restaurant and gets me masala tea for me, and guess what, suddenly I just get the masala tea and I'm back to normal. Like, my anger just vanished. In the sense, people can be very angry and the next second they can be just back to normal. That is deliberate anger. So the next one, excitatory anger. So these people are the ones who are usually depressed or lonely soul, and these people get a life when they get into a fight. In the sense, they want the adrenaline rush and the excitement that they get from the fight, as in it's fun for them. So these people will be having a really hard time to giving up this style of anger. So next one is habitual hostility. So this is where anger has become like an actual habit. For example, take a boss of a company. So this boss always yells at his employees like everyday basis. In the sense, he gets angry even before reaching the office. It's like clockwork. So these people get angry for small reasons and always very grumpy. So the next one is fear-based anger. So again, I'll give an example. Ram loves his wife so much that he's scared now that he might lose her. So she follows her everywhere she goes, gets jealous or suspicious when she talks to other men. So it's the fear of losing her which is causing the anger and thereby causing a conflict in their relationship. So next one is moral anger. So morally angry people believe that their anger is for a good reason and they don't feel guilty about it. So for example, freedom fighters or politicians, so they say they have the right to be angry because they believe it's for a good reason, so they can shout and punish the offenders. So the last one is resentment or hate. So as you know, hate is hardened anger. So it starts with an anger that doesn't get resolved, then later it becomes resentment, and further leading to a true hatred that can go on indefinitely. So is anger important as an emotion? Well, anger is as important as other primary emotions like anger, happiness, and sadness. Anger is like an emotional messenger. So anger serves two main purposes. Firstly, it tells you something significantly is wrong. Secondly, it gives you the energy to attempt to change things. So anger acting like an emotional messenger, though it acts like a messenger, it won't tell you how to handle the situation. So that's where all the 11 anger styles which I told comes into play. And these anger styles are repeated, predictable ways of handling situations when you get angry. Each anger style is like a personal guide to your life in the sense to handle anger in the nicest way possible. So that's where you need to be flexible. It's not that there's this one anger style that's always right or wrong. Flexibility is the key to well-being in the area of anger management. So any anger style, overly used, poorly used, or misused, can be disastrous. And most of the people use more than one anger style depending on the situation they are in. So there's an old saying, if the only tool you have is an hammer, then every problem becomes a nail. So my friends, the idea here is to have many tools in your toolkit and to know when and how to use each one of them. So how to mold anger in a nice way? Anger is a tricky emotion and it's difficult to use until you learn it. So firstly, we must think being angry is a normal part of the life and the aim is to solve the problems and not to express your anger. So firstly, as I already said, recognize anger as a normal part of your life where it tells you what is the problem so you can do something to make the situation better. Secondly, we should have the ability to screen anger invitations. So for example, every day we encounter so many anger invitations that could make us angry. In the sense, when we're driving, somebody else could cut in front of your car, or when you're calling your friend, he or she's not returning back your calls, or somebody's criticizing you, etc. So in this, you could accept every single anger invitations and blow up your brain, or you could ignore the less important ones. Thirdly, express your anger in moderation. In the sense, learning how to tell others about your anger without losing control is a vital part of healthy anger. One way to tell others what's bothering you is by using the I messages. So you should be able to express what I feel and what I want. So for example, hey Ravi, you said you'll pick me up by 6 p.m. but you showed up 2 hours later. So I felt angry and upset and I want you to call me up next time if you think you'll be late. Or, hey Joe, you said you would have completed your homework by 8. I get upset and hurt and I want you to complete by bedtime so that you can finish and go to sleep. And the final measure of healthy anger is to let go of it once it has served its purpose. It's easy to hang on to anger, but what purpose does it do once the problem is over? So let the anger fade away and you can get back with your life. Now coming to the most exciting segment of the video, where it's the quiz to find out which anger style that you are using. So with all these questions, I want you guys to get an yes or no answer for it, and these questions will be in slots of 3 questions. So here we go. Slot number 1. I try never to get angry. I get really nervous when others are angry. I feel I'm doing something bad when I get angry. Slot number 2. I often tell people I'll do what they want, but then I forget. I frequently say things like, yeah, but, and I'll do it later. People tell me I must be angry, but I'm not sure why. Slot number 3. I get mad at myself a lot. I stuff my anger and then get headaches, a stiff neck, stomach aches, etc. I frequently call myself ugly names like dummy, selfish, etc. Slot number 4. My anger comes on really fast. I act before I think when I get angry. My anger goes away very quickly. Slot number 5. I get very angry when people criticize me. People say I am easily hurt and oversensitive. I get angry easily when I feel bad about myself. Slot number 6. I get mad in order to get what I want. I try to scare others with my anger. I sometimes pretend to be mad when I'm not really angry. Slot number 7. Sometimes I get angry just for the excitement or action. I like the strong feelings that comes with my anger. Sometimes when I'm bored, I start arguments or pick fights. Slot number 8. I seem to get angry all the time. My anger feels like a bad habit I have trouble breaking. I get mad without thinking, it feels automatic. Slot number 9. I get jealous a lot even when there is no reason. I don't trust people very much. Sometimes it feels like people are out to get me. Slot number 10. I become very angry when I defend my beliefs and opinions. I often feel outraged about what others try to get away with. I always know I'm right in any argument. Slot number 11. I hang on to my anger for a long time. I have a hard time forgiving people. I hate people for what they have done to me. So out of all these questions, if you have a single yes in one slot, that means that anger style is used less by you. If you have 2 yeses in a slot, so that anger style is comparatively used more by you. And if you have 3 yeses, then that is the most used anger style of yours. So feel free to go back and go through the questions again, and now I'll reveal all the slots. So slot number 1 was anger avoidance, slot number 2 was sneaky anger, slot number 3 was anger turned inwards, slot number 4 was sudden anger, slot number 5 is shame based anger, slot number 6 is deliberate anger, slot number 7 is excitatory anger, slot number 8 is habitual hostility, slot number 9 is fear-based anger, slot number 10 is moral anger, and slot number 11 is resentment or hate. So now we know your anger style. I want you guys to comment on what you got. Not because I want to find out particularly what anger style you got, but so that we all can find out what is the most common anger style which people use. So now to summarize how to manage your anger. Point number 1, be flexible by using more than one anger style to deal with your situations. Point number 2, treat anger as a normal part of your life. Point number 3, use anger as a signal that there are problems that need to be addressed. Point number 4, take actions only when necessary, but only after you have carefully thought through the whole situation. Point number 5, Express anger in moderation without losing control. Point number 6, your goal is to solve problems and not to express their feelings. Point number 7, express your anger clearly in a way that others understand so they can respond to your problems and needs. And finally, let go of your anger once the problem is over. So I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, do show your love and support for the channel, and don't forget to subscribe as it will mean a lot to me. And as always, you guys take care, stay safe. This is Dr. Bob signing on.